Hi everybody, I'm live in New York City walking in the rain, and I didn't see any rain in the forecast. It was weird. It just came by like really quickly, but it seems like it's maybe just a passing shower. How's it going? I have my umbrella up like this because there's no more torrential downpour like before. It kind of like was passing. Hey, I360 is saying hi, Black and Shadow. That's my other channel, but I think I'll get more traction on this one if I walk on the rain right now. I am doing great. How are you? It was raining so hard, but not anymore. Let's do one of these. Hop. Hop. Yeah, the rain's really enjoyable. We're gonna go all the way to Ditmars Boulevard, I think. Check out 20th Avenue. Haven't shown you that area before yet on live, I don't think. Molly, you had a nice cold front in Maryland. That's nice. Here in New York, it wasn't expected to rain. It just came down really quickly. Rosalind Brown, or am I going anywhere near the Brooklyn Bridge? No. I'm very far away from the Brooklyn Bridge. Lightning and thunder in New Jersey. Wow. It must have just passed through here because now it's clearing up. It was a freak rainstorm. I missed the beginning of it. Janet's raining in the Bronx now. Yeah, it might have just passed really quickly through the south to the north because it seems that way. Baby Shy is saying I'm missing the protests in Flatbush. I could imagine it's very tough for the protesters now because of this rainstorm, especially if they're holding signs or other objects. It'll be hard, especially if they're made of like markers and paper. But you know, things are happening in the world, so they're out there protesting. Transit fan product, you can't believe what just happened. Elias saying Far Rockaway is not raining. Wow. There's a protest in downtown Manhattan also. Yeah, I could imagine. It's a major event going on, so whenever that kind of stuff happens, there's bound to be protests and people who are against it and for it. I got some super chats. One from Clifford Taylor with $1.49 Canadian and random videos, 99 cents Canadian. Thank you. Janet was talking to a friend about the situation. I cried. It's horrible. Lock saying Carl is coming to snipe me. Okay, so if he comes here, then he'll have to approach me respectfully, that's all. I'd appreciate it if he contacted me before he did it, but he needs to respect my personal space, as well as every other person I meet. That's all. Let's go check out Astoria Boulevard and then make my way up to Ditmars Boulevard. That was a loud horn there. I think the storm is just passing. It's just clouds now. It stopped raining in Manhattan. Well, it's lightening up already. I don't think I even need the umbrella, so let's close it up. Kind of disappointed actually, because I named the stream as Raining in New York Walking Live, and there's no more rain now. I was looking forward to it, but it does produce some nice puddles here. You can watch all the reflections from the puddles. And it has some good color. Hi, Bop and Go. How's it going? This place here, Andy's Cafe, has been so many times different businesses. For the longest time, it was a pizzeria named John's Pizza. Hey! I'm doing great, thank you. Wow, 2 people in the rain waving to me across the street. How's the walk going? It's going great right now. I thought there was going to be more rain, to be honest, but now it completely stopped. But you know, I already titled the stream and now I have to continue with it. Alexandra, you want to see some of the graffiti? Well, if I could find some. Well, here's one right here. Not too much around. I know, I wish I could rename the title now, After Walk Live. Veronica, former New Yorkers Veronica and Madeline saying hi. Thanks for joining in. Dwayne, I have not been to Canada. Not yet. There's a very popular Greek place across the street called Beezy Grill. They've got great gyros there. I know, I gotta name it after the rain now, not during the rain. But at least you get to see the scenery The rain produces some gorgeous reflections and nice lights. King 01, you want me to go to Met City Field? A little bit far from here, but it's definitely a possibility. I-360 with 250 Canadian. Cycle home from Yankee Stadium was nice. Yes, I did put up that video this morning, New York time. I even have one where I cycle from Citi Field all the way to Yankee Stadium. If you want to see where they both are, that's a good way to know. Dwayne saying, what is my favorite food memory from New York City from your childhood? That's a good question. Let me think about it. Well, that John's Pizzeria that I told you about that used to be on that corner, they had great Sicilian slices. And I've never had like Sicilian slices that hefty in a while. So that is a very iconic place, or was an iconic place for pizza. As far as some other ones, I remember things in the neighborhood like White Castle on 21st Street and Broadway that is no longer there anymore, and having some funny memories there eating contaminated food. Not that I have anything against White Castle, but yeah, that was pretty bad. Sky is saying the glasses are fogging up. Yeah, it is an issue with my glasses, but it does go away pretty quickly. You want to see Basil? Basil is a great Italian restaurant I just passed. Beto Meyer with 10, well, that was the text, but 2 Brazilian real. Thank you so much, Beto. Thank you for that. And more rain coming in a bit. Oh, wow. I think I did see that too. I saw it maybe coming at 10 or 11 p.m. Daryl is saying it's getting darker now. Yeah, that's probably the reason why I didn't go down to Manhattan Henge, even though it's getting close to the date now, if not already the date, because the clouds are in the way. RJ, I'm not going into the city tonight. Are we having any rain coming out from the subway station onto the street? Yeah, there's some. I always like to pause and listen to some rain noises. It's very tranquil at times. Manhattan Henge full sun is tomorrow. Yes, I'll try to be out there. That's if the weather holds up anyway. Harek Nayak saying I got chased. Yes, the video is on my history. You can watch it if you want to. But one of the most unpleasant experiences that I had in New York. But you do have to be careful of your surroundings at all times. Make sure that if someone's invading your personal space and you feel uncomfortable, to let them know. And if you feel threatened, you gotta take action. More rain in a half an hour. We'll see about that. Maybe not that long, maybe I won't. But I am heading my way back towards safety if I need to. That's how FDNY goes through the light. The elevator that's supposed to go up to the station's right across the street there. They've been working on it, and I see they've been doing a great job so far. Motorcat himself, $2, saying be safe out there, brother. Keep up what you do. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Where is this? This is Astoria Boulevard in Astoria, Queens. Seems like it's getting back to normal here because normally there's a lot of traffic here, a lot of gridlock, and I see more and more cars out. But Governor Cuomo has said that New York City is slated to reopen on June 8th. So finally, we'll be out of lockdown/pause mode on June 8th, 2 weeks from now. And then phase 2 will come 2 weeks after phase 1 if everything else is like running smoothly and the officials say it's okay. So I was reading up a little bit on the different phases. Phase 1, you have the sectors like agriculture, construction, manufacturing, and retail spaces opening, but the retail has to be like pickup or curbside pickup or delivery. That's what kind of retail that's allowed. And then phase 2, they have stores like insurance, finance, professional services. Basically, your average like office type work will be open. And then phase 3 is the restaurant and hospitality industry, pretty much. Like hotels, bars, eating establishments. That's what's going to be open in phase 3. And then phase 4 is going to be the last phase. That's going to be the entertainment industry. Broadway, theaters, movies. But we'll see how that goes. And there's even sometimes like confusion on which phase a business really belongs. So there is a website you can go check to find out which phase that your business is categorized as, or when you expect the business to reopen if they do plan to reopen. But yeah, things like tourism, like tourist sites, thinking stuff like Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, I don't expect that to open until at least phase 3. And I think they're saying it's 2 weeks in between phases if they deem it safe. So if you do the math, June 8th, that'll be phase 1. 2 weeks after that, that'll be the first week in July. And then 2 weeks after that, phase 3 will be middle of July. So tentatively, tourist attractions will open middle of July. That's my guesstimate. But then again, I don't really know if, you know, they're going to allow everything to open up that quickly. We'll see. Red Rebel saying the gyms are going to be packed when everything reopens. It's going to be a different case for every business. I'm pretty sure any business that reopens is going to have business from the get-go, because think about it, it's been like 3-4 months since businesses are closed and couldn't reopen at that time. So Esteverino with $4.99. Thank you for all your videos, whether I see them or not. Thank you, man. Ralph Baum saying social distancing is here to stay. Yeah, that's another thing too. I kind of miss New York when there was no kind of rules with social distancing and spacing and going outside without having to wear a mask. All those things have to be like considered now, which is very strange to live in, to be in a time like this, and we have to live in, where you have to worry about your health when you go outside and visit places. That's the New York I miss right now. Being able to go out without a worry in the world. And I got a super chat from Corey Don 70 saying, have I seen any protests in New York? No, I haven't seen any protests in New York yet. Probably I'll see it on the news or in an article, but I'm not in that area now where there's protesting. Callie loves saying mask up. There's no one near me, I don't need it. I'm approaching the Ditmars area of Astoria now. I'll go by the 20th Avenue area by the Waterfront. Joey's coming to Fleet Week, hopefully next year. Fleet Week would have been a nice place to go to right now because they have all the, you know, armed forces, all their units coming in. Would have been nice to see at this time, but now you have the situation going on with the economy and COVID-19. It's changing a lot of things that we took for granted in New York. No, this is not Amtrak Rock Intensity. This is the New York City subway. Yeah, that's one thing that, you know, I miss about New York City. Being able to socialize with people, especially meet, you know, new people all the time. Going to Broadway plays and movie theaters. All of that is such a strange concept now, not being able to do that. But that's why you have me, because you can always go back in my channel and relive those moments in New York City when that was all around. So I'm so grateful for the work I do on YouTube, because I have it all documented at a time where, you know, we took everything for granted. You can go to 34th Street Herald Square or Times Square and relive all the crowds again. And especially you can see stuff like, you know, performances going on and the subway being packed. I mean, can you imagine a time right now where you're on the subway and it's crowded and no place to move around? I mean, it will just be shocking for people, because now it's just a completely different world now. I remember putting up a subway video at the time when COVID-19 was like almost near its peak, and everyone was like so surprised. They were like, wow, no wonder why New York City has this like infection rate so high, and it was crazy. And then they don't even read the date that said that it's from 2018. And I did that especially because, you know, people forgot the times when, you know, we took everything for granted. Just Kate MC, are there any open streets near me? Yes, there's one called Shore Boulevard. That's right next to Astoria Park. But to be honest, that was almost always a kind of like an open street. There wasn't really too much traffic there ever since the city has changed part of it into a bike lane and a walkway for pedestrians and just a scenic place to go around. But historically, Shore Boulevard was always a two-way street. And there's even videos in Astoria you can look up where there's classic cars driving down Shore Boulevard, and you can see how it used to look like. Super Trooper saying COVID-19 pandemic has definitely made people more appreciative of what they have and realizing what's important. Yes, that's another thing that's happened to the world that I've seen, especially from interacting with other people and friends and family. It makes you reconsider what's really important in life. Because before, the old New York kind of like was all about, you know, status. Like, what bar did I go to today? What great food did I have? Look at all these Broadway shows I went to. But now, all that is gone. Our perception of the world changes, and our thoughts of the world. Look at this, whoa. So you see, things like this in the street makes us really appreciate what's important in life. People out here having a good time, partying, all that we take for granted. But now our like perception of, you know, what is success changes because of COVID-19. Now it's not really too much about status anymore or money. If you think about it, it's all about, you know, the support you have from your friends and your loved ones and everyone who respects you. That is what's important now, and your health. So that's just my like philosophical rant about what's going on now with COVID-19. You like the street art I passed? Let's go back and see it. I know I do a lot of thinking, even when I'm interacting with everybody here and when I'm not doing my videos. I do very deep thinking. So remember, folks, right now it's more than ever that you need to stay healthy and appreciate the things you do have in life. I think that, you know, it's a lesson that we should all take and keep learning from, because what's really important in life is your mental state and being able to appreciate everything that you have every single day. So I hope you like that street art wall. I know I enjoyed it. Here's the Astoria smoke shop. Believe it or not, I heard that recreational smoking as well as like things of vice have all boomed during the pandemic. Stuff like drinking, cigarettes, weed use, drugs. Just make sure you're doing everything responsibly. I don't want anyone to, suffer their health because of vices. But I totally understand why they're open, because people's mental health is very important right now. Some people need that alcohol every day, or they need that smoke, Julie saying hi and love your streams. Thank you so much, Julie. Wayne TC with $5. Thank you. Thank you, Wayne. It's strange seeing a bus over here. It's not in service. What's this all about? Is this a training bus? Ah, we have our answer here. So this bus is here to prevent the spread of coronavirus and allow crew members to socially distance. So this is just a bus for people to wait in, so they don't have to be outside and risk getting sick. Interesting. Maybe it is a training bus too. PAJ saying the lockdown is an exercise in ongoing madness. I mean, it can be a lot of things. There's a lot of thoughts and reasons why this whole thing could have been triggered or started. But I don't really want to discuss it on this channel. But one thing's for sure, and I feel sometimes that this isn't real, that we are living in a movie. But unfortunately, it is real right now. It's not raining anymore. It was only raining for the first 2 minutes that I started this. In fact, my umbrella is not even wet right now. It's not even wet. You thought I was gonna walk into that tree leaf, didn't you? Someone said tree. Okay, let's get a tree in your face. I'm not walking in it though. Boom. Oh, look what happened, folks. I got all wet. My glass is all wet now. That's what I get for messing with the tree. It fought back. The tree is like, nope, I'm not having this. Yep. Make sure you respect living things. That's all. Hi, tree. How's it going? Bye-bye. We're getting storms at 11 p.m. Whoa. I don't think I'm ready for those just yet. I brought my small umbrella today because I wanted to be nimble and have to navigate. The big one would have slowed me down. But thankfully, I'm not too far away from shelter if I ever need to like run away from the rain. Maka Waka is saying, am I done with Twitch or still streaming there? Well, I've made the decision that I won't be going on Twitch yet unless my partnership application gets reviewed. So until that happens, then I'll make a decision then. But I do like Twitch's quality better and the way that the alerts are set up. I do expect them to review my application soon on Twitch because it's been about like 2-3 weeks since I submitted it. Sharon Stark for $4.99. Can I say hi to Lenny and Ida, please? They love your videos. Thank you, Lenny and Ida. I'm saying hello and thanks for liking my videos or loving them. I shouldn't say like. You want to see some of the graffiti? I don't see much, really. Well, here's one. This one kind of looks like one of those characters I've seen before. I think Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, regardless of whether or not I move my live streams to Twitch or not, I'll still be on YouTube. I started on YouTube and this will always be my home. So whether or not I'm making live streams here, I'm still making videos here. Then again, if I could figure out how to get the quality up and all the alerts getting set up on YouTube, I may just even stay on YouTube. Yeah, Maka Waka watches a lot of the same things. Maka Waka, by the way, he's another live streamer on Twitch. He does California. Good person if you want to go and watch. But Twitch definitely has a lot more live stream content compared to YouTube. To be honest, I don't really think Twitch will make it in the very long term because right now I don't really see them like innovating themselves in a way that they'll appeal to the mass audience. Right now, Twitch is kind of catered towards gamers, and sometimes it's even hard to find like streams that you want. You can't really like search for stuff at the top without it being so cluttered. Not only that, YouTube's owned by Google, and they have like one of the best algorithms for finding the content that you really want to. Yeah, the quality of live streams on Twitch is better. I can't deny that, but sometimes quality can be sacrificed for more, engagement and a better user interface. What YouTube does need to do though to compete against Twitch is, take some elements, find out what Twitch is doing well and see how it can be implemented. Like the emotes and Also, the live stream experience, you can see everything on the bottom. So there's pluses and minuses to both platforms. Let's see how much gasoline is. I'm approaching the gas station now. That's always a thing that's kind of funny to see sometimes. Here the gasoline is $2.29 for regular. This isn't the least expensive gas station in Astoria. I've seen one that was $2.09. In Greenpoint, Brooklyn, for regular, it's $1.89. Wow. That's very inexpensive. I think that's one of the least expensive places I've heard in New York. I saw one that was $1.99 the other day. Red Rebel, you want to see the Con Ed plants? I don't think I'll be going down there. Right now, I'm not. You're not allowed to go in there. It's not, they have like a security guard there, and they don't want anyone to mess with the power system. But I've been down there before, especially during the time last year when there was a green light in the sky, and they said that it was coming from the Con Ed plant. So the next day I did come by the Con Ed plant, and I didn't really see anything there that, would denote a transformer exploding or some kind of weird thing that have caused those green lights. But that was definitely one of the strangest things I've ever seen. Actually, I'm not even sure if it was last year. I think maybe it was 2 years ago. Yeah, I forget, but definitely a very strange thing. A lot of people have renamed that event and made fun of it. We said it's like the Astoria Borealis because we never get like the northern lights here. But since that happened, it's kind of like, hey, we have some green lights in the sky. We can call it the Astoria Borealis now. Yeah, this is a quieter part of Astoria. I don't really show it too often. But I want to go to the supermarket area. It's coming up soon. Maybe I'll also show you the Steinway Piano Factory. That's always nice to see. It's dark here. Yeah, it is dark on this side. John Moon with $5. Have a good night. Stay safe. Thank you, John. I will. Red Rebel used to go to the supermarket all the time. It's a great neighborhood supermarket. It's called the Best Yet Market. They've been very about handling the situation, letting customers in, and I've been there a few times. The Dutch Spot in New Amsterdam was equivalent for 26 bucks. I thought it was $12 at that time, but then again, it is still a very cheap place, cheap price for the entirety of Manhattan Island. They got quite the deal from that. There's a CrossFit gym somewhere around here. I don't remember which building it is. Manny Allegretta from Eastern Long Island saying hello. Thank you for the $2, Manny. Appreciate it. Oh, I was just mentioning about CrossFit. It's right here. But yeah, CrossFit's closed because gyms aren't allowed to be open right now. It's definitely going to be interesting what's going to happen with gyms and other like places where you get exercise and have sports. Am I into CrossFit? I don't think I have the time for it, to be honest. Just doing all the live streams and Brianna says, do I go to the gym? I get all my exercise just walking around outside. I think pretty much that speaks for myself, and riding my bicycle around. I'll tell you one thing though, all this walking and biking around made me a pretty quick sprinter. I don't really run or sprint too much, but I found out how fast I could sprint the other day, definitely. And also how loudly I could yell too. I never let out a good scream like that in a long time. Okay, let's see what's open here. Jude, if you watched one of my cycling videos today, yes, the Yankee Stadium one, that was a nice one to do. I did that right after my live stream of the Bronx. Amy's saying, why am I out so late? Well, it's because it's near where I stay and I'm safe right now. I thought it was going to be raining a lot harder, so I thought I was going to get some more rain action in, but I won't be, streaming for a long time. This here used to be Bank of America. No teller or ATMs here anymore. I think one day there was a truck that crashed into here and destroyed the ATM area, but now it's not open anymore. Look at this. Wow, how old is this notice, huh? We're permanently closing this financial center and ATM at the end of the day on November 27th. Wow. Ronald Fleming with $5. Thank you, Ronald. Appreciate it. Yeah, November 27th. Oh my goodness. How old is this notice? Well, I know how old it is, November, but I should have said, where did the time go? It's already November, and I mean, it's already been since November, and now it's almost June now. Wow. Folks, the pizza factory is open. Astoria Pizza Factory. Since 2014. Their pizza is pretty decent, I have to tell you. Also, I heard someone say that they didn't have Chinese food in a while. This Chinese restaurant is open right here, Dragon Gate. And they're open but do not enter. You need to call to place the orders, and they just drop it right in here. This is an innovative way to deliver your food. So on this stream, you're getting to see how different businesses are, you know, handling the situation, how to deliver the food, how you pick it up. But many of the Chinese restaurants and supermarkets and grocery stores are opening up again, because I've heard that the distribution centers are starting to open up. Especially since phase 1 has already started in like most of New York. So all those like agricultural places and distribution centers, they're able to produce the products, and then they get delivered into the 5 boroughs, Manhattan and downstate. Yeah, I speak a little bit of Mandarin. That little bit of Mandarin helped me when I was traveling in December and January. I just saw a flash of light in the sky. Does that mean we're gonna get thunderstorms? Michael saying I know a little bit of everything. Yeah, I guess that's just the way I am. I travel to a wide variety of places in New York City, and I kind of like to know a little bit of different facts about different areas and different places I'm visiting, and a little bit of history here. But what I don't do too well about is going like way in detail on a lot of things. Sephora saying, am I afraid of walking alone at this hour? They might attack me for your camera. Well, I've been out later too. Right now, I don't feel unsafe. So I don't think that will happen. But you do have to be aware of your surroundings, which I am. Better to know a little bit about a lot than a lot about nothing. That's very true. And someone wanted me to show the graffiti. Here's a nice graffiti wall here. Some of it is even artistic. Sam Fleming with $3. Thank you, Sam. Dan saying, other than Taiwan, your travel and streaming abroad will be awesome. Yes. Unfortunately, my plans for traveling has been halted due to what's going on, but kind of happened at a bad time. But at least I was able to get my Taiwan trip in. That was very nice. Yeah, bookish horse girl. A lot of people canceling plans, including many plans to New York City. I'm not even sure if New York City will reopen for like most people until the fall. B. Griffin had Broadway tickets for the birthday canceled. Oh no. You know, I kind of want to take a risk on purchasing tickets for the Statue of Liberty again. If any of you have been watching for a while, you know that I'm still waiting for my refunds for the Statue of Liberty. I had a ticket to see it in March to go up to the Crown, and then I had another ticket to see it in June with my friends. But because of what happened, COVID-19, the Statue of Liberty closed off to everybody for all those months. But on their website, they say that they're accepting ticket purchases after June 1st. So I don't really know if I should place a ticket for the Statue of Liberty when I haven't even received the refunds for my first two yet. It's kind of like a gamble. If I place the ticket for like first week of June, I know that's definitely not going through. They're not reopening the Statue of Liberty in a few days. But now that I know when phase 1 is expected to hit New York City, maybe I can like plan it out for, you know, until I think phase 4 is reopening, maybe August. Stephanie's saying maybe they'll make my ticket good for any time. Yeah, it might be. It would be nice if they did that. I don't know why they have it so that you have to buy the ticket in advance. This is especially for the Crown tickets. But yeah, that would be I think it would be a very good thing to do, to go to the Statue of Liberty when it's reopened, because it's actually a very symbolic thing to go to the Statue of Liberty when it reopens and saying, hey, New York's symbolic. Look at Liberty enlightening the world, which is the official name, showing New York stands strong as in defiance of coronavirus and COVID-19. So that's why I want to go to the Statue of Liberty now more than ever. Especially if I can do a live stream there, that would be so cool. Sounds of the City maybe will reopen July 4th. Maybe. I'm still waiting to place my ticket though. And I do want to go to the Crown. The Crown tickets are a little more expensive, and there's usually a longer queue to get to. But right now there isn't much of a queue at all. Cielo saying good because the tourists won't be there. Might be interesting to see. Calvin Simpson, $20. Hope you're being careful with all the protests. If I remember correctly, Archie Bunker live in Astoria. Thank you, man. I will be very careful. How much is the ticket for the Crown of the statue? I think it was 26 bucks. And then to go on to the general grounds, I think it was 21 maybe, something like that. But those tickets, they don't only gain you access to the Statue of Liberty, but also Ellis Island. Ellis Island is very, very symbolic and important because to many immigrants coming to the United States, that was the first place that they disembarked when they got off that boat, was Ellis Island. It was the center of immigration to the United States. In fact, I have relatives who immigrated through Staten Island. I'm not Staten Island, Ellis Island. I360 saying many of my ancestors have been there too. You know, that's another thing too. You can go to Ellis Island through the immigration center, and there's actually a area there where you can look up ancestors and their manifests. If you know their last name, you can search it up. And I actually got a printout of my ancestors coming to Ellis Island, and it's so cool. I think you can even do it online. So yeah, I got that. I had to pay for 2 pages because one page wasn't large enough to show the full name and the occupation and the identifying marks, but it was so cool. And they even show you like how much money they have on them at the time. It's really, really fascinating. I think it's a great like gift for somebody, like, you know, for anybody who knows an ancestor who came through Ellis Island. Be like, hey, that was my grandfather, or that was my grandmother. Maybe that was your father, you know? Or maybe there's someone who's still immigrated through Ellis Island, who's still alive today. And deliver it to them. Be like, whoa, where'd you get this? One thing that always like brings me a smile to my face is if you like talk to your elders or people who have lived through history about the happy times in their life, especially times like when they immigrated through Ellis Island, and you give them that piece of paper saying, hey, this was you, right? And if it is them, you'll see their face light up and be like, where'd you get this? This is incredible. I-360s traced my father's side 12 generations back to the late 1600s. Wow, that is so far back. John Tyree trying to watch 2 live streams at a time, Action Kid and Michael Moore. Yeah, that's the problem with live streams, right? You can only have your full attention on one at a time, unless, I don't know, maybe you do have like another like mind you could zone out and be twice at once, but that's why we have replays, I guess. You know what I did with 2 monitors? Because someone was asking about, hey, you can watch 2 live streams on 2 monitors. Last year, I filmed the 4th of July fireworks, and this is kind of pertinent because 4th of July is coming up. I put up both of my fireworks videos side by side. One of them was filming the left side, and the other side was filming the right side. And I had them synced perfectly. I saw the fireworks even more clearly at that time, even better than when I was there in person. That's how incredible it was. I saw everything from all like 5 barges. That was really something. It's amazing what you can do with videos sometimes. Keith saying the 360 videos are awesome. Yes, and you can never have the same viewing experience twice, unless you like set it that way, but you can watch those all the time and have a different viewpoint all the time. How late is it here? It's 9:19 p.m. I'm gonna go by Astoria Park and then end the stream. But I decided to do a late night stream. I don't really do too many of these. Just to give you a different perspective of how the neighborhood is like and show you how everything is. Tim's 04 Ivies with $5. Thank you so much. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. It is much quieter at night. It's also a neat little hack to get your groceries faster. Because if you go at this time, there's not as many people out. You can go in and out and pay for your stuff, not have to wait in line. Many of the supermarkets here are even open 24 hours. So you can go at this time or midnight, go and get your stuff and don't have to worry about crowds or social distancing, you know, because you'll be like one of the few people in the store. Joseph's thanking me for my video streaming from Nebraska. Had the pleasure of being in New York in mid-February and counting down the days until I come back. Wow, you came right at the perfect time when the city like wasn't shut down.
Yeah, like Johnny Walker. No, Johnny Walker.
Anton Mock with $5. Action Key, keep on trucking. Best wishes and good health. Thank you, Anton, for that. I will. Peach SJW is saying any muggers around tonight. I'm pretty sure that tree I passed by earlier today when I lifted my phone up to it, they wanted to steal the phone. But instead, the tree had other ideas and splashed me with a face full of water. That's what I get for messing with it. You know, there's a quote by Bruce Lee in the Enter the Dragon movie where Bruce Lee is facing off against, I forgot the actor's name, but it was out in the courtyard area where they're ready to fight. And he's just breaking wooden boards with his fists. And Bruce Lee, he tells him, boards don't hit back. Scott Briggs, O'Hara, yes, that's his name. But I have to tell you, trees do hit back. It hit me back in a big way with a face full of water. So don't mess with trees, folks. And also another story with trees. I'm going to tell you this story with trees. So one of my friends thought it would be very funny to do pull-ups using the vines in the tree when we were out on a picnic. So he was like, oh, look, there's these vines here. It's perfect for doing pull-ups. So he went and used the vines and everything was okay for a little bit. He did like 10 of them. And then all of a sudden he got off the tree and he looked at his arms. There were these gigantic red ants crawling all up his arm, both his arms. And oh my gosh, you should have seen his reaction. I was like, crap, what are we gonna do? So immediately he just like got on the ground and started rolling around and getting all these ants off his arms. So learn from that lesson. Don't grab a random vine in the tree. So I got some super chats here I need to address. Chatsworth 1979, $5, a little super chat to calm my jangle nerves. Thank you. And John Walter Sabatini with $2.99. Thank you as well. Thank you, Chatsworth and John Walter. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to King of Falafel and Shawarma, one of the best businesses in Queens for a takeout. Yeah, baby. This is their slogan. Judah saying, dang, he must have been hurting. Yeah, he got some ant bites. They swelled up and it was not fun to deal with. Well, I guess that story with the ants isn't about the tree like hitting back. It was more like the ants. The ants really like got the laugh of it, not the tree. But I guess it's the same concept, right? Yeah, I guess it is the same concept because it wasn't the tree that hit me, it was the water. So I blame the water, not the tree. Actually, no, I blame myself because I was the one who put the camera and the gimbal up there for the tree to splash the water back at me. Water can't, water doesn't bite, but it can make you catch pneumonia. There's not too much water today. I was out expecting rain, and there's no rain to be seen. Only in the beginning. Someone's walking their dog here. Nice doggy, yes. In general, I see a lot of nice doggies in New York. Scott's saying it's going to be pretty hot tomorrow. Yes, I think it's going to be in the 80s. That's going to be very warm. You may see me live tomorrow. I'm not sure where I'll be. But I definitely won't be dressing up for tomorrow because of the weather. It's going to be very warm. It might rain in the afternoon. Oh, wow. Scott saying, thank goodness this AC is easy to install. Well, actually, my air conditioner is acting up a little bit. It's strange because it only works when it's really humid outside, and when it needed to work, it doesn't work. I'm kind of hoping the air conditioner like kind of fixes itself, that it'll work when, you know, the room I'm trying to cool down is not as stuffy but still uncomfortable, and I don't have to wait until it's like miserable humid out for it to start working. It's just strange. Scott, yeah, it's a window air conditioner. There's two types of the air conditioners. There's the window unit and the wall unit. The weather out here is around 72-ish, I think. Scott's saying maybe it's too low power or the compressor's going. I mean, that air conditioner has lasted a long time already. It's a Samsung. So maybe something I need to look into. We got some tech support here on the stream. Scott's saying if it starts to sweat or condensation or freeze, it's likely dying. Yeah, it won't hurt to try replacing it. I think it won't hurt. A lot of things that people take for granted also is replacing the refrigerator and checking up on the refrigerator. Because the refrigerator, it usually uses up the most electricity in your house. And if the refrigerator is going bad and you're not keeping up with the maintenance, then you may be using a lot more energy than you need. Sometimes all you need to do is fix the refrigerator is to vacuum it. I remember my fridge, it wasn't working so well and there was so much dust in the back of it. A quick vacuum solved the issue very quickly. Yeah, NM refrigerators need to be cleaned underneath. Yep. Just like a computer too. If you're using a desktop computer or a laptop. Yeah, that might be a good idea too. Maybe I'll try cleaning my air conditioner. Scott always rinses the filter monthly. Nice. Natural air conditioner for baking with Shannon. The fog and the wind. No, wait. Shannon was replying to Judith. I don't remember what she wrote, but I guess the natural way is always the best way, right? If you can do it. Look at this. People are having a great time here. We got the outdoor bar here. Wine, beer.
And then they had
Look at this.
the masseuse with
4 tacos, single taco, proteins, carnitas,
high rabbi.
guacamole,
I started protesting.
veggie tacos,
And I was
cash or Venmo, food only.
You know, can I tell you something? It's a great neighborhood for people.
Nice. So things are slowly starting to open up, folks. Oh, thank you. $4 is cheap for a taco. I heard there was a picture I saw, I think it was in Southern California, where they were charging a COVID-19 tax because the price of meat went up. And the price of the tax was like, I think $2 or something. So that easily was like half the cost of the taco. Sincere is saying the tacos at Los Tacos Numero Uno is cheaper. Yeah, I love that place. That one's open as well in Manhattan. So I'm only a block away from Astoria Park. I'm gonna go over there. Hopefully the stream doesn't cut out underneath the bridge, but it's a very nice place to go by when it's dark out. You can see all the city lights. I don't think I've featured it too much, so I think this stream is in for a treat at the end. But definitely one of my favorite spots in the city, Astoria Park. Joette63 Trujillo with $2. Thank you so much. You know, ever since COVID-19 hit the city and made a lot of places like quite sparse and all neighborhoods void of many people, I said that Times Square isn't my favorite place anymore. But because of what's going on, I feel like I've appreciated my own neighborhood a lot more. Especially maybe because I've been spending a lot more time in it. And I feel like Astoria Park now is my favorite place in the city. Just because it still has that semblance of, you know, nothing that's changed. Because I see the two bridges and all the people in my neighborhood. So it is kind of like a personal thing for me, I guess. Times Square is cool and all with the crowds, but without the crowds and the Broadway shows, it's definitely not the same. So now you're going to my favorite spot in New York City as of now, which is Astoria Park. I guess when the crowds do return to New York City, I'll have to make another determination if it still is my favorite spot in the city. But here's Astoria Park. I hope the image quality holds up pretty well. Doug saying nice to live in an area that I'm fond of. Oh, it's definitely. This is the park where, you know, a lot of my memories have been in, and, you know, a lot of stuff that's dear to me that's in this park. But let's walk by the water here in Astoria Park. Judith has always lived in Manhattan, but I've come to love Astoria thanks to my videos. Oh, light went out. Don't ask anyone to leash their dog, they'll call the cops. Yeah, that was a big incident on social media and the news over the weekend. But it just goes to show you that you do have to, you know, act appropriately when you're in public and not get yourself in trouble. If you do stupid stuff in public and, you know, subject yourself to, you know, what society expects from you and you don't do that, then you have to face the consequences, that's all. I just heard some laughing here. What's going on? I love hearing some conversation. I'm not making up this hill. I'm walking it. That's how I felt when I was first bike riding. Especially the 59th Street Bridge or the Ed Koch Bridge. That hill can be daunting with so many people. I was like, no way, I'm gonna walk this bridge. So you're gonna see here right now along Shore Boulevard, these are the open streets. So no cars can come down here. And you can see everyone here's partying. I'm gonna mute the stream because there's music, but it'll be back soon. Yeah, people here are just having fun playing their music, which unfortunately isn't good for the stream because YouTube's very strict with it, but you know, let them have their music. I think you can understand why this park may be somewhat of a reason. I mean, let me rephrase that. Why this park is my favorite place in New York. Look at these views at nighttime. Granted, this isn't really Astoria Park because it's the street next to it, but I still consider it part of the park. H. Robin, the first one is the Hellgate Bridge, and then the second one behind it, which is what I'm facing now, is the RFK Bridge, originally called the Triborough, and many people, including myself, still call it the Triborough. Yeah, I don't really show too much like city skylines or city lights in my streams, but maybe I should do some more. But the city skyline, Manhattan skyline, is so pretty at nighttime. You don't need to be like right by the East River coastline of like Williamsburg or Brooklyn Heights, those areas to see the city skyline. You can do it right here. Look at this. And also, I'm gonna zoom in now. Maybe you can see the Empire State Building, but I see it right here. It actually is beating red. Oh, look. And that's the Chrysler Building to the left of it. But yeah, the beating red lights, that's symbolic of New York City's beating heart. There's a lot of symbolism in New York City, which I do appreciate a lot. Especially things like the Empire State Building being very iconic for the skyline, and the Statue of Liberty greeting people to the city. Let's look at the other side too while I'm here. This side is beautiful as well. Just look at it. there's not much of a view over here. This is Randall's Island over there, but yeah, you want to see the skyscraper reflections too. Maybe I could find a spot where they're showing and I'll zoom in on it. I actually can't see the moon because it's so cloudy out. What I don't want to see are rodents and rats, which is always a problem when you're out by like the water or the coastline. That's always a risk. But I think I'm strong enough to handle a rat or two. Unless it's the end of a, at the beginning of a subway entrance, then I'll start screaming. But I think most people will be afraid at that point. You know, that's another thing that I need to mention about the rat population, because right now the rats, they're actually starving and looking for food now because there's a lot of restaurants closed and there's not as much food as there was before. And that live stream I did the other day where I ran into the subway station and saw the rats inside the subway platform, those rats have to be so desperate to be up on the subway platform looking for food now. It just really shows you like the severity of the situation, that they're struggling. They're up on the platform, not down on the tracks. And the first rat that I saw, it was actually like climbing up the steps and jumping like one step at a time looking for food. I mean, it's really like crazy to see them like that. The rats don't know what to do. Ganeshia Williams, you feel bad for them. I do feel bad for the rats in a way, you know. In a way, society kind of deems them as vile creatures and things to be afraid, but you know, there's many people who keep rats as pets too, and they're very nice animals. They're very intelligent. They're very like humane, and you can teach rats many tricks. I feel bad for the rats. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to admit, but they're creatures too, and you know, if they're smart enough to be out there looking for food and socializing, I feel like they have feelings too. Dan was born in the year of the rat. Okay, it's your year this year. B. Griff, your family had a cat which regularly brought home dead rats. Ooh. Imagine like waking up and your cat delivers a rat to your door. All right. Enough about rats. I know there's a lot of people who don't like rats at all. Let's look at the waterfront. What's going on here? There is a local Facebook group which comes by here and cleans the shoreline every now and then. I saw them here like one weekend, and it was so cool to see how a community can come together and help clean up. The only thing they're not allowed to clean up on the shoreline is all the broken glass, because that's very dangerous to pick up. It can rip the bags and cause infections and random cuts that you don't expect.
It might work because it like stops oxygen.
What are the orange lights? They're just coming from a building there. Unfortunately, I can't get a reflective view of the skyline over there, but it's still nice to see it from this distance. Sky, yes, the bridge is open to walk on. In fact, if you view my video from earlier today, I actually rode my bike over this bridge. Yeah, it's a real shame that it always has some connection issues here, because it is such a nice view. I thought as bad today because there's less people, but I think it's just like a dead spot in the T-Mobile network. Yeah, the Queen's black hole is right. I'm trying to stay away from the waterfront because that's kind of like where the buffering happens. Richard is asking if there's a toll for the pedestrians or the bikers on this bridge. No, it's free to cross. But if you're driving, it's $9.50 for the crossing. Here's another great view. All right, folks, I'm gonna go up here and check out the track and field area. Yikes. I don't like this connection right now. I think the bridge has something to do with it. All right, let's check the track out. I'm gonna do something that many of you won't approve of, but let's do it. I know I'm acting silly now, but you wanna know what it is? I'm tired now, I need to sit. Uh-oh. Oh! Wet bum. I just soiled myself. No. Why? Because my clothes are dirty already, and I wanted all of you just to have a quick laugh. All in good fun. Wipe the seat next time. I guess I can. My bum's already wet. Let's do it over here. You know what? I'll even do this because it'll make it a little bit more entertaining. Let's see. Oh, there's a great view here. Let's do it. Okay, my bum is definitely wet now. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness I'm doing laundry soon. Too much bum dog and get my video demonetized. I think that's okay.
I was on Lake Street the last 2 nights, and down there the last 2 days. Really different story.
I'm gonna get an itchy booty. Oh no. Hope not. Yeah, I'm not sitting on anything soon, so you can be very certain of that. Thank you, Lamb Brian, for 20 bucks. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. You know, I'll give you a very funny story here before I leave about the time when I was on the bus and I was just dying for a seat because I was carrying so much stuff. I didn't even realize that someone was pointing out to me the wet seat on the bus, that I just sat on it and I was like so relieved that I just got the seat. That man was like, "I told you, man, it was a wet seat." And I was like, "Oh man, that sucks." But that's why when you take public transportation, you got to be prepared. Have your hand sanitizer and paper towels, because if there's a dirty seat or a wet seat, you just clean it up and you have the whole seat for yourself. I've done that several times when I was like carrying a paper towel in my backpack, just wipe off the water, and I was like, yeah, I got a seat now. And I also got a super chat, 20 bucks. Oh my goodness, man. From Lamb Brian. Thank you, Lamb. Whoa. Okay, folks, I'm gonna end the stream here. I gotta get my bum dried out now. If you enjoyed this stream, be sure to like this video down below. Subscribe for some more action adventures like this. And I'll see you all next time with a dry bum and a new pair of jeans. So, I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.